Since the restoration of the Oba dynasty by Oromiyan, also known as Oroyan, son of Ododuwa, in about 1120 AD, the Benin Kingdom has succeeded in maintaining a single line of succession for over 800 years by way of primogeniture, with Oba Ovonramwen, the last Oba of independent Benin, as a 35th Oba. Crown Prince Idugbowa Adolo, the eldest son of Oba Adolo and Queen Ihea, assumed the dynastic title of Oba Ovonramwen when he ascended the ancient throne of his forebears in 1888 after the passing of his father Oba Adolo, who reigned from 1848 to 1888.
Ovonramwen means rising sun that touches everywhere in the world. Ovonwe no gba here. I make a nese wanyare. The rising sun, once it rises, the rays must touch the nooks and crannies of the world. That is the meaning. But in a name as Ovonramwen's own, it was a prediction that when he becomes Oba, his fame will spread all over the world. So you will find that the name and the bearer of the name are now compatible. There is no corner of the world where Ovonramwen's song hasn't got to. Not the ordinary song, I mean, his story. And it's in all the languages, big and small dialects.
Very much like other civilizations, the Benins were involved in trade relationships with the Europeans. The Portuguese were known to have made the first contact with the Benin people in 1442 AD during the reign of Obaewa the Great, which resulted in extensive trade relationships that flourished for over 400 years. Ovonramwen was placed on trial by Sarah Mo, High Commissioner for Southern Nigeria. The king was deposed and deported to Calabar, while the chiefs, 6 in all, were executed.
Anona o ka nene afuru toye. Yo say ya no saya ye guame diwo. Ipotoki yo yo say ya no guame ya diwo. Epo yo Pakawa ye me no kamo bama. Aki uke no Ologbo sera no kamo kema. Yo. Epo igiri no kamo kema. Iyo. Asoro no kamo bama. Yo.
I don't think the Admiralty actually authorised that visit. So when these 9 officers were killed, it put the Admiralty in a very difficult position, because although they hadn't sanctioned that actual expedition, that meeting, in the eyes of the world it looked like British officers had been killed. It's the first time that 3 Maxims machine guns were ever used in warfare, and that could have been...
It's something pathetic, not just to the Benin Kingdom, to the Efik Kingdom too. Because a king that has established his empire, ruled his people very well, and resisted the whites or Europeans making use of the people as slaves, taking them in as slaves and doing all that sort of nonsense. You know, it didn't go down well with our people when we realized that they deported him or they exiled him from his kingdom and then brought him to Calabar. When our people got to know that a king from that monarch, from that kingdom, has been brought here, I think they themselves made our people know that it was very painful. So that was when our people went and said, no way, as far as the traditionalists, they know who a king is. There is no way you can treat him that way. You must hand him over to us. They will never allow you to enslave him or put him in the ship as a slave or a prisoner. No way. He is a king. And as far as the Benin Kingdom is there, they're all aware of these people and they know how powerful he is. There is no way we can allow him to be treated that way. So they had no alternative than to hand him over to the Efik king then that was in existence. So what the man did now was to establish him formally and make sure that he felt at home, he was part of the community and interacted with the people effectively, still maintaining his royalty because he was given everything, guards and everything. And he didn't just come alone, you know, there were others that were taken along with him. So they made sure that they protected him and stayed with him all through the days of his life.
The return of any single Benin artifact is of great significance, as the object will be returning to the altar of its ancestors where it belongs religiously, culturally, and historically. Each object on the ancestral altar has a meaning and performs a function that is paramount and significant to the lives of the Edos.